And welcome on in to another episode of Getting Well with Terry and Friends. I'm Terry, that's Ryan, and we are ready to break down some Saturday baseball. I do have some picks from Nick and Tim, who are both at the East Carolina game, watching their college football team play. So they have sent in their picks, which I will get to at the end of the show. But we're going to start the shows a little bit differently now. What we're going to do is kind of look back. It'll be the current standings for each sport here. Disclaimer, Ryan did send me the Chicago White Sox as his dog of the day yesterday, which I forgot to put in. So he would have won. He did win that. The White Sox walked it off in the ninth. So my apologies to you, Ryan, about that. But looking at today's, looking at the results from yesterday, because we only have one day of results, it was great. Best bets, total sweep here. Same with baseball dog of the day, and then 2-1-1 with the unders, the over-unders here to start baseball. In college football, Dave won his best bet, lost his over-under. Tim lost his best bet. And then over here, other sports, which for right now is CFL, WNBA, Nick cashed his dog of the day in CFL. And then obviously once NFL starts, we'll have NFL standings, NHL standings, NBA standings. So we are going to be separating all the bets so you can see who is doing what in which sport, which will help everybody who's looking to tail people to see who's hot and the different sports. And it's 100%, what's the word I'm looking for? Transparency. 100% transparency here. You're going to see all the results right up here on the screen. So that is awesome. And now we will look into today's games. I have 5 games that I chose, 5 baseball games, obviously, because I don't cap college football. But I do have 5 baseball games, and then we'll get to a last pitch, and then we'll get to the best bet segment at the end. We are going to start in the first game here, which, let me bring this up here, is the New York Yankees and the Tampa Bay Rays. You can currently find the Yankees plus 110 to plus 115. Tampa Bay minus 128 to minus 135. 7.5, a couple 8s available. Books pretty similar right across the board in this game with the Yankees as a dog. Tampa Bay approximately minus 130 favorites across the board. This Tampa Bay team is hot. Everyone knows I'm a Blue Jays fan, and I will change my background because I noticed it is from the hockey show yesterday. But everyone knows I'm a Blue Jays fan, but you can't always bet with your heart. I want Tampa Bay to lose this game. I want Seattle, another team we'll talk about a little bit later. I want them to lose. But when it comes to the betting, Tampa Bay is hot right now, and the Yankees are not. Everybody was kind of saying that the Yankees had the AL East in the bag, but as we've seen, they don't. It's only a 5-game lead now. Tampa Bay is only 5 games behind. Still lots of games left, and things are pretty interesting. For me, it's Tampa Bay money line, which I got at minus 126. The Rays are hot. When it comes to pitching, Schmidt played pretty well until his last game there, where he gave up 4 earned runs in his last game. Kluber obviously pitched with the Yankees. I believe it was last year, so he knows this Yankees team and has been pitching. If you look at his ERA, it's pretty high, but if you look at his last few games, wins against Boston and the Angels, no decision against this Yankees team where he went 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 8 strikeouts, and 1 walk. I look for him to deal again, and I think Tampa Bay will win this game when it's all said and done. Ryan, what do you think? Our first game here, Yankees and Rays.
Well, I'm right there with you. I'm on the Rays on the money line too. I agree. The Yankees are going through a rough patch right now. They were 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position in yesterday's game, and they got shut out. Aaron Boone is kind of using negativity to motivate his team. He's telling them, "Hey, look, we're now in a race for the division because we're playing so poorly." Tampa Bay's won 4 straight. The Yankees have lost 5 of 6. I don't have a huge, I don't think there's a big mismatch with Clark Schmidt and Corey Kluber. One thing I will say about Schmidt is that he had 7 strikeouts on 83 pitches in his last outing against the A's. And I'm using that one data point to play on the K prop for Schmidt, over 4.5 strikeouts at plus 108. So I'm going to take a plus money on that one data point. I just think Tampa Bay continues to roll. They're number 4 in the league in the last 15 in terms of batting average. The Yankees are 26th. So a lot of things in the Rays' favor, and I'm gonna tail the Rays on this game.
All right. TDX. Nice to see you. It's always something different. It's touchdown X now. Rays minus 1.5. I like it. And then Justin is leaning the Yanks. Lex also is on the Yanks. So we'll see what happens, guys. The Yankees, though, the pressure is on them because they had this big, huge lead. And now it's dwindling away. I don't really think there's much pressure with Tampa right now because of how the position they're in. So we'll definitely see what happens. Going to my favorite game of the night, we have the Seattle Mariners and the Cleveland Guardians in this one. Can you see the odds up here, Ryan, on the screen?
Yes, I can see the odds.
Okay. Yeah, my computer's having issues right now, so I didn't know if they were up there, so I just wanted to check. Technical issues, live show, that's what happens. But Seattle, you can currently find minus 156 to minus 172. Cleveland, plus 138 to plus 145. 7.5, a few 8s available in this game here. When I saw this last night, we have Cleveland versus a left-handed pitcher. So obviously I want to look towards the team that they're facing, and that's the Seattle Mariners, who are hot right now. What else can be said? Like I said with the last game with the Tampa Bay Rays, I want Seattle to lose, but I just don't think that's going to happen. They're just playing so well. Robbie Ray has not allowed more than 2 earned runs in a start all month long in his 5 starts. He's won 3 in a row, including his last game against this Cleveland Guardians team, where he went 7 innings, gave up 3 hits, no earned runs, no walks, and 7 strikeouts. Previous to that, 2 wins against Washington and LA. So he hasn't really been facing the strongest of opponents. And if you look at his road ERA, it is much higher than at home. So he is a much better at-home pitcher. But this team's hot. Robbie Ray can face this Cleveland team. Cleveland doesn't hit lefties. And then if we look at Cleveland's pitcher on the other side, Xavier Curry, 1 game against Detroit when he went 5 innings, 8 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. So not the best first game against Detroit. Seattle is definitely is definitely a stronger opponent. So I like the Mariners here. First 5 minus 0.5, and full game minus 1.5. All in on the Mariners today. Ryan, what do you think here? Mariners and Guardians.
This game was ultimately a pass for me. I generally agree with what you say, but I just didn't see the 2-run differential enough to make it a play for me on the run line. Uh, I see the same thing. Robbie Ray isn't quite as good on the road. Both these teams have great bullpens. The Cleveland bullpen has been put to use quite a bit. They still, although they still probably use Class A in this game if need be. Neither team is hitting that well, over the season and over the last 15 games. The Guardians have a 27-inning scoreless drought that got broken up in the 7th inning last night. It's also worth talking about this Central. The Guardians have a 1-game lead, but the Twins and the White Sox are kind of coming up on the rear. And so there's a lot that could happen here. Like, not only could the Twins and the White Sox move up in the wild card race, but they could challenge for the division. So these are important games. It's a good game. It's going to be a fun game to watch, but I don't have a play on it.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. We'll go on to the next game, and that's the Cubs and St. Louis Cardinals. You can currently find the Cubs plus 170 to plus 180. St. Louis is minus 192 to minus 225. 7s, some 7.5s available in this game. When we look at the pitching matchup in this game, Smiley for the Cubs, Drew Smiley, a lefty. So I noticed that right off the bat, but he's been pitching well. He actually faced this St. Louis team a couple starts ago. Went 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. In other games, no decisions. In his last 3 games, giving up 0 earned runs, 2 earned runs, going between 5 to 7 innings, giving up 4 or 5 hits. He has been pitching pretty well. But the St. Louis team is the best team against left-handed pitchers in the league or in baseball. Obviously, they did just face Smiley a few games ago. I think they're going to hit him much better than they did in that game. It was, 10 days ago? So I think they'll hit him a bit better here. Wainwright, in his last 3 games, a win, a no decision, and a loss. He did lose against his Cubs team when he gave up 5 hits, 2 earned runs, and 4 walks. But I think he rebounds here in this spot. I like the Cardinals. They're just a really hot team right now. So I'm on their run line as well, which I think they got for plus 110. So I like the Cardinals in this one. Ryan, what do you think? Cubs and Cardinals?
I'm also in agreement. I do see that Smiley has been hot. He's got a 0.9 August ERA. If you look at the advanced statistics, he does have a higher fielding independent ERA. I think what's happening is the books are giving a discount on the Cardinals. They're looking at Smiley's recent performance, and they're giving us a 4.5 team total on the Cardinals, and that's just too good to pass up for me. That total has gone over 6 of the last 8 for the Cardinals, and they put up 8, 5, 13, 6, 6, and 8 runs in those 6 games. Cubs have gone 3, 0, and 2 to the over in the last 5 games, so they're playing in some higher scoring games as well. I didn't want to play the full game over because I was a little bit worried about how Wainwright might do and how the Cardinals or how the Cubs might contribute to this total. The Cardinals are just mashing against left-handed pitching. They're number 3 in the league in batting average over the last 15 games. And so the play for me is the team total of 4.5 over for the Cardinals.
All right. I like it. We'll move on along. BetStamp. Use code WILD when signing up. Follow me there at Let's Go Wild Picks. Do your line shopping. Find the best odds for whatever you're betting and see what books are available in your state or province or country. So make sure to use BetStamp code WILD. We'll move on along to the next game here. We have the Houston Astros, a dog. You can find them plus 105 to plus 115. And we have the Angels, a minus 123 to minus 133. A couple 7.5s, mostly 8s in this game. Houston is a dog because Otani is on the mound for the Angels. Luis Garcia, he's been giving up runs. In his last 3 games, he's went 5 innings in 2, 6 innings in the other. He's giving up 5 to 8 hits, 3 to 4 earned runs. He's giving up some walks. He is striking out some guys, but he's winning. He's won all 3 of those games against Minnesota, the White Sox, and the Oakland Athletics. I don't think the Angels are a step up from any of those 3 teams. Okay, maybe Oakland. But I think the White Sox and Minnesota are better teams than this Angels team. Although this Angels team can be a little feisty after watching them against the Jays, I definitely have a bit more respect for them. But the Astros, I like them as a dog here. Full game, not first 5. I do like them full game, even if they're down a little bit in the early start of the game. Once Otani goes out, I think the Astros will storm back. So I like the Astros money line, which you can get for plus 115 right now. Ryan, Astros, Angels, what do you think in this one?
Ultimately, I'm not playing. I don't have a play in this game, but I'm looking the other direction. The Angels have won 5 of 7, and they've also gone under in 3 of their last 4. So I lean Angels and lean under. Houston is also hot. They've won 4 of their last 5, and they've gone 5 of the last 6 under. No Yordan Alvarez, who leads the team in home runs, from what I understand. The Astros have a 42 and 27 road record, which is damn impressive. And they're 10 and 4 head to head against the Angels. So I lean Angels in this game, and there's some strong trends to the under, but ultimately it was a pass for me.
All right. TDX agrees. He's not touching this game either. And hey, you don't have to bet every game. I just bet the games you like. I like this one, but not everybody will. We'll move on to the last game before we get to last pitch, and then we'll go on to the best bets afterwards. The Padres and the Dodgers. This was a tough loss for me last night in backing the Dodgers. Today, you can find San Diego plus 180 to plus 200. The Dodgers are minus 210 to minus 230. 8.5s right across the board. And I'm going right back to the Dodgers again in this spot today. It's because of the pitching. Sean Manaea was expected to be a star for this, or at least a top 3 pitcher here in this Padres starting lineup. But he gets hit. In his last 7 games, he's 2-3 with a 7.29 ERA, coming off a game against Kansas City, in Kansas City, where he gave up 10 hits and 6 earned runs in 4 innings against the Royals. A good game against Washington the game before that, but come on, it's Washington. I think any team can have a good game against Washington. That doesn't really impress me. And then a game against Miami, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, a no decision. And that's Miami, who's the worst team against left-handed pitchers in the league. Looking at the pitcher for the Dodgers, Julio Urias, what can be said about him? In his last 15 games, he's 11-2 with a 1.97 ERA. He is just elite. He's elite. I think he's the ace right now of this Dodgers starting pitching. And we just have a huge mismatch in pitchers. So I'm going back to the Dodgers in this one more time. We'll see what happens here. Not the best last couple of days for them, but I think this is, if any is a good spot for the Dodgers, this is it. So I am on the Dodgers run line, which I got for plus 100. Right now, you'd be looking at minus 105 to minus 110 for that. Ryan, Padres, Dodgers, what do you think in this one?
So I don't think there's a whole lot of playoff implications here. The Padres are probably in the playoffs. unless there's some major collapse. But they do have a ton of games against the Dodgers left in the season. 9 of their last 29 games are against the Dodgers. So they're trying to get things going. They're trying to get their team back in order, and it's in some degree it's working. They've won 6 out of the last 7, all on the road. Their bats are waking up too. So the Padres, 4 of the last 5 games have gone over. Manaea doesn't look good at all. He's got near an 8 ERA for the month of August. His last game was a 7-15 loss at Kansas City. So I'm looking for the Dodgers to put a fair number of runs on the board in this game. I also think that Urias is maybe not quite as good as the gaudy numbers that he puts up. He does have a higher fielding independent ERA than his ERA. And as I mentioned, the Padres bats are waking up, so I do anticipate that they will contribute to an over in this game. So the play for me is on the over 8.5.
All right. Lex and Justin both like the Dodgers run line. TDX is on the Padres again. But hey, if you cashed last night, it's a big plus money. And like you said, if you lose, you lose. But you cashed last night, right? So it won't be a big loss, but best of luck to you. Going on to last pitch, looking at the rest of the games that we have. I will go over the picks I have, and that is a 4-team parlay. I have the Blue Jays with Seattle, St. Louis, and the LA Dodgers for plus 484. Half unit on that, my 4-teamer of the day. And I guess I'll go to that Blue Jays game first. It's going to be Trevor Richards opening against Ronzi Contreras for the Pirates. There is some speculation that Kikuchi will come into this game at some point, which doesn't overly excite me for my Blue Jays money line. But that's why. That's all I have on the Blue Jays today is a money line parlay, and I haven't gone further on them. If you look at Baltimore right behind them, the Jays need to keep winning, and this is a team they have to beat. Kikuchi or not, I think the Jays will get the win when it's all said and done, but I wouldn't recommend taking them on the run line. It may be a one-run comeback that they need to pull. So if you're looking at this game and you do want to back the Blue Jays in some form, I'd most likely look at the money line in a parlay, or look at backing Matt Chapman or Bo Bichette, who are both really hot at this moment. Rangers and Red Sox, I want to go right back to the over in this one. But Brian Bellows, 0-4, 7.27 ERA, looks really ugly. But if you look at what he's been doing as of late, it's not that ugly. So 9.5. I'm just going to take the win from yesterday and move on. Royals and Tigers, Heasley against Pineda, another game I really want to look at the over, but not going to play too much today, so it's just a lean. I didn't get to it. Athletics, Oler against Voth. Orioles are big, minus 200 favorites. Not getting involved there, but I do think Baltimore wins. We have Corbin against Max Scherzer. If there is ever a pitching mismatch, that is it. But the Mets are humongous favorites, and everyone knows my rule, no Mets till the playoffs, so I will not be betting Mets games. But even so, if I was, it would still be a pass in this game, or Mets team total maybe, but I just don't see a way to back the Mets at this price. Twins and White Sox, Molly against Cease. Cease has been coming down to earth as of late compared to what he was doing previously. Tyler Molly, I don't really have a lot of faith in him, but from what I've heard, his analytics are actually really good, and he should be pitching better than he has. So you can do with that as you wish, but I'm not getting involved. Marlins and Braves, Cabrera for the Marlins. was excellent pretty much all of his starts until his last one where he got smashed by the Dodgers. Now he gets to face this Braves offense, and we did have a change of pitchers. It will not be Odorizzi for Atlanta. It will be somebody else that I don't have the name up here. So it will not be Odorizzi. Haven't got involved in that game. We'll see if I get to it a little bit later. Brewers and Diamondbacks. Corbin Burns against Bumgarner. Oh, the Diamondbacks are playing so well right now. Definitely a team I want to back, but this is Bumgarner. The only thing I could say is that Milwaukee's not very good against lefties. So maybe Bumgarner has a chance, but I can't back him. I can't put my money on him. And that is it for baseball. As I said, I do not cap college football. I may get to it after we have a few weeks of results, but it'll just be small plays. I don't cap it. So, but I cap pretty much everything else. So, NFL is coming. If you didn't see in the scroller below, our first NFL show will be on Wednesday, going through the entire Week 1 slate. I'm not sure if we're going to do it at 4 or 6. We'll have to see what works best for everybody, but we'll figure it out. And yeah, that's it for me for Last Pitch. Ryan, what do you like in the rest of baseball? And if there's any other picks you want to give out for other sports, the floor is yours.
Okay, thanks. I have 4 additional picks. I have a couple leans, and I have a college football pick that I'm going to throw in. I'm looking at this Phillies and Giants game. Ultimately, I haven't gotten to the window yet, but there's a lot of strong trends to the over. The Phillies have 4 straight overs where they're either scoring or giving up double digits, and the Giants are 5-2 to the last 7 in the over. The play I'm looking at is Phillies team total over 4.5, but like I said, I haven't gotten to the window on that one yet. Rangers Red Sox. I didn't have a pitcher for the Rangers. It hadn't gotten announced, so I wasn't able to cap it. The only thing I'm looking at, the angle I'm looking at in this game, is it's a 4 o'clock Fenway game, and the under is 5-2 in those 4 o'clock games. So I'm looking to see if maybe things line up for an under, but I'm going to look and see who that Rangers pitcher is going to be because I didn't have that information. I really like this Royals Tigers over. It's at 8.5 now. It opened at 8. Jonathan Heasley and Michael Pineda. So Heasley has been really bad. He had a respectable start in his last outing, but if you look at his advanced numbers, he's got really high walks, given up a lot of contact. His fielding independent ERA is nearly a point higher than his ERA. He has a negative wins above replacement. Pineda is coming off of his third IL stint of the season. He historically gives up a lot of contact and home runs. And both of these teams are not great offensively, but sometimes the pitching is just so bad that you got to take the over, and that's the case with this game. Also, the Kansas City has the 29th ranked bullpen over the last 15 days. So, if Heasley struggles, they put someone else who's equally as bad to replace him. So I'm on the over in that one. I'm not playing the Blue Jays and Pirates. I felt there was just too much uncertainty with a bullpen game and Ronson Contreras. I'm on the first 5 under in Rockies Reds. I think this is a somewhat under the radar good pitching matchup with German Marquez and Nick Lodolo. Marquez beat Max Scherzer at Shea Stadium in his last start. He's got some good, respectable numbers and advanced metrics. Nick Lodolo is in really good at home. There's been kind of a wide range of outcomes. I'm a little bit worried about both the Colorado and the Cincinnati bullpen. That's why I'm homing in on the first 5 for this game. I do think there is a pitching mismatch in this Athletics Orioles game. Austin Voth, I think, is the real deal. He's been really successful. His numbers are okay, but he does have good advanced statistics. He's got a 2.57 August ERA. The Baltimore bullpen is back to doing their great thing. They're the number 2 bullpen over the last 15 days. Oakland is just horrendous at the plate. They're 30th in the league against right-handed pitching. and 22nd in the league over the last 15 days. There's a lot of trends to the under. The Orioles have 9 straight unders, but I'm looking at Adam Oller for the Athletics pitching, and there's been some recent respectability, 3.03 August ERA, but if you look at his numbers, they're really poor. He's got 4.48 walks per game, which is just astronomical. 33% ground ball percentage, which is just really stands out. So I think there's just a big pitching disparity in this game. The Orioles are white hot, so I'm on the Orioles run line in this game, which is roughly even money. I'm passing on Corbin and Scherzer. The odds are just just too much in favor of the Mets to take that game. I'm also on the White Sox. Dylan Cease is evidently now the front runner for the AL Cy Young because both McClanahan and Verlander are injured. I don't think that highly of him. I don't think he's necessarily a shutdown pitcher. He's doing very well. Maile is, he's got some respectable numbers, but this is a return from the IL for him, which is sometimes a good spot to fade a pitcher. I'm also looking at sort of like some of these intangibles for the White Sox. They fooled us a lot, but I think La Russa being out may turn out to be a little bit of a boost for this team. They had a pretty last night's game was pretty outlandish. There was a bench clearing brawl in the 9th inning. They had a walk-off fielder's choice. I think there's some momentum here. This is a really big game with playoff implications, and I'm on the White Sox money line in this game. And I believe that's it for me. My one college play is I'm taking Utah laying 2.5 points in Gainesville against the Florida Gators. It's a case where Florida's coming off a pretty poor season where they went to the Gasparilla Bowl. Utah is the reigning Pac-12 champions and Rose Bowl champions. They have a senior starting quarterback, which I think, in these early games where there's a lot of uncertainty, having a senior at starting quarterback is going to help them a lot. So I'm laying 2.5 points with the Utah Utes in Gainesville.
All right, perfect. A little bit of football action there. I just don't cap it. I just don't have the knowledge or time really. But we'll go on to the best bet segment and start with over under, as we usually do. Nick and Tim are both going with college football unders over. Houston and UTSA over 61.5 for Nick. And Tim is going with Ohio State, Notre Dame over 59. Ryan, is there a total that you like today?
I'm going to take the Dodgers and Padres over 8.5.
Right, so let me quickly see what the current odds are for that. The best odds for that is -110. Perfect. And then we'll go on to dog of the day. And for me, I have a dog today, and that is the Houston Astros, +115. Nick is going with the Florida Gators, +120. And Tim is going with Boise State, +115. Ryan, is there a dog that you like today?
No dog for me.
All right. And then on to best bets. Here for today. For me, it is Seattle first 5 -0.5 -110. For Nick, it is Ohio Bobcats money line +175. Tim is going with Houston -4, and DJ is going Kentucky -14.5 for his best bet. Ryan, what do you think here for best bet?
I'm going to take the White Sox, which are at roughly -129 on the money line.
Okay. Perfect. And that is today's show. If you're wondering about the current standings, I show them at the beginning of the show. So make sure to check the beginning and you'll be able to see the current standings for each sport. Let's see here. Gainesville humidity may be a problem. All right. If you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. We appreciate all the support. If you like the content, smash the like button. No NHL preview show today. We will be going over the New Jersey Devils. We'll do that tomorrow after tomorrow's MLB show. So no NHL preview show today, but there's lots that we've already done. You can check on the YouTube channel. If you haven't seen our NFL preview show, we did that. It's in the free pick section. Make sure to tune into that. As I said, our first NFL show Wednesday. So make sure to tune into that. Lots of content coming. Best of luck to everyone on your bets tonight. And we'll see you again tomorrow for more episodes. Getting Well with Terry and Friends. Best of luck, guys.